In 1829, a Presbyterian minister named Sylvester Graham invented one of America's most beloved snacks. Not to taste good, not to make money, but to stop people from having sex. Specifically, to stop them from having sex with themselves. This is a real story, and it gets stranger the deeper you go. Sylvester Graham believed, with complete sincerity, that sexual desire was destroying the American body, not just morally, physically. He thought that self-pollution, as he called it, caused everything from blindness to insanity to early death. And he had a theory about the root cause. It wasn't weakness of character. It wasn't sin. It was meat, and white bread, and anything that tasted good. Graham had built an entire philosophy around the idea that bland food killed the libido. Spices inflamed the passions. Rich food excited the nervous system. Flavor itself was the enemy. So he designed a diet to fix it. Whole wheat flour, no additives, no seasoning, no stimulants. And at the center of that diet was a dry, coarse, unsweetened cracker made from graham flour, eaten plain, ideally joylessly. He called his followers Grahamites. They were a genuine movement. Young men checked into Graham boarding houses across the Northeast, where they were fed his crackers, cold water, and vegetables, and forbidden from sleeping on soft mattresses, because comfort, apparently, also led to temptation. His lectures sold out. Newspapers covered him obsessively. For a brief moment in the 1830s, Sylvester Graham was one of the most famous men in America. The medical establishment hated him. Butchers and bakers hated him so much that mobs showed up to his lectures in Boston and pelted him with offal and stones. He was run out of multiple cities. But his ideas, especially the diet, quietly stuck around. Here's the twist. The graham cracker outlived the philosophy completely. By the time Nabisco started mass producing them in the early 1900s, they'd added sugar, honey, and cinnamon. Everything Graham would have considered satanic. They became a children's snack, a campfire staple, the base layer of the s'more. A food specifically invented to eliminate pleasure had become one of the most pleasurable comfort foods in American culture. Sylvester Graham died in 1851, exhausted and largely forgotten, still convinced he had cracked the code of human self-control. He had not. But he did accidentally invent a cracker. And somewhere in that story is a lesson about what happens when you try to engineer desire out of the human experience. You usually just make something people enjoy, despite you. Subscribe if you want more stories about the bizarre, forgotten obsessions that accidentally shaped the food on your table. And drop a comment. What other everyday food do you think has a completely unhinged origin story? Because we're just getting started.